Hello and welcome to Sobrix. I'm Adam and this is Sobrix. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at the Lego DC Batman, Lego Batman DC, Batmobile Tumbler, Scarecrow Showdown set. This is set number 76239. It has 422 pieces, and I paid $45 for this set. Now, this set I think is retired. I'm pretty positive. It is from the Dark Knight trilogy, which is the Chris Nolan one with Christian Bale and Cillian Murphy is the Scarecrow. And I've been really enjoying building some of these more play scale Batmobiles. I have the one from the most recent Batman movie. I got the most recent one that came out. That's kind of the Michael Keaton, like 1989 Batmobile. I recently did the one from the TV show, the Adam West show from the 60s, and I don't have a version of the Tumbler. I know they've made some like big, UCS style versions of the Tumbler. I don't know how many play scale versions they've made, but I did want to get this one and I was able to track down a sealed copy. So in this video, I'm going to open this up, I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it. So while I build, I will speed the video up and then I'll slow it back down to review this set. So until then, enjoy. Okay, so while we look at the build process for this Lego DC Batman, Lego Batman DC, the Dark Knight trilogy, Batmobile Tumbler Scarecrow Showdown set, I just wanted to take a moment to say thanks for watching, and then to remind you that if you like this video, maybe consider clicking the thumbs up and giving it a like. And if you like my other videos, maybe consider subscribing to my channel. It's appreciated, it helps my channel grow, and it helps you stay up to date on the Lego sets that I'll be reviewing and building and talking about, as well as some other kind of Lego stuff I'm planning to do here in the future, provided people are interested. So I'm having a blast doing this, so just thank you very much. I'm very grateful for anybody that watches, and I love reading the comments and everything else. So thank you very much. And if you have feelings about this particular set or the Batmobile play scale sets in general, like what your favorite Batmobile set is, please don't hesitate to leave it in the comments because I'd love to hear about it. And now on to the rest of the build for this Lego DC Batman DC, the Dark Knight trilogy, Batmobile Tumbler Scarecrow Showdown set, and then on to my review for this set. Okay, so that is this Lego Batman, Lego DC Batman, the Dark Knight trilogy, Batmobile Tumbler Scarecrow Showdown set. This is terrific. I'm really happy with how this set turned out. I think it looks awesome. The build was super fun and had a lot of interesting techniques, and the end result is really great for like a play scale version of the Tumbler that feels very similar in scale to like the most recent one with the 1989 Batmobile, with the classic Batmobile that I just did recently from the TV show, and even from The Batman with Robert Pattinson, that one. This just feels like it fits right in with those, so I really like that. And also, it has some great figures and just lots of cool features, so I'm excited to talk about it here. The first thing we'll take a look at is the minifigures, or are the minifigures here. So we do get, of course, Batarang here for an accessory. We have a Batman. This is kind of the Dark Knight Christian Bale Batman, so different suit printing than I've seen in a lot of other on a lot of other Batmen, which is nice. This one's really, really good. You can see kind of all like the plating and different stuff. The belt is on the torso, so nothing on the midsection, nothing on the legs, nothing on the arms. If we look at the back, we can lift up the cape. This is a single hole cape, kind of the softer fabric there. The back has that similar kind of plating design, which I really like. Sort of some of the design from this bat suit kind of reflects some of the similar design philosophy as the Tumbler itself, so I really like to see that. They are holding a grappling gun type thing here with just a couple pieces, 4 different pieces with the grappling hook at the end and those gold accents. This is the old kind of cowl here, so if we take that off, we can see the face has the kind of white band around it that makes the eyes white when the cowl is on. We can see we have an alternate face here with more of a smirk, excuse me. And then there's even another alternate face for when the Scarecrow uses their scare serum or whatever it is, their fright nightmare type stuff. So we get the really like spooky Batman face from, I believe, Batman Begins. And for this one with the cowl on, you can actually see the mouth and the eyes there. I think that's really sick. I'm really, really pleased that we got this head in this set. There's nothing on the back of it, but it's really, really cool. The black minifigure head with all of that printing on there to get like the very scarecrowed out Batman. So that's really sweet. Love to see that. And then we also have the Scarecrow minifigure here. So this one's also really good. They have an accessory here that it has the kind of older style stud shooter there. So that's nice. They can hold that, which is very cool. The torso is really good here, has a little bit of stuff from the mask around the collar and then just the gray suit, even some string coming down here. The face printing is really, really nice, kind of like the stitched mouth and all the different wrinkles and stuff. Nothing on the midsection, nothing on the legs, nothing on the arms. If we look at the back again, we can see some of that collar area from the mask coming down onto the torso. And then we can see it's not an alternate face, but it is like the back kind of stitching, kind of homemade looking scarecrow-like mask on the back. So this is another really good minifigure, great minifigure head, and the printing is really nice too to have those extra little details there instead of it just being, a gray suit. So this is really nice. Both minifigures here are really nice, and I love that for like Batman we get that option, which is terrific. And it's pretty cool that the Scarecrow does have the like stud shooter type thing for their accessory there. I don't see that super often. So that's really great. And besides the figures here, then we get the Tumbler. Now, I'm not sure how many versions of a Playscale Tumbler they've done. I know they've done like I think 2 kind of UCS style ones, which were pretty similar, but had some differences as well. But this is terrific. I think it looks great. I was really, really impressed by the piece count and what I actually have in my hands here, because it felt very much like they just did a lot with not that many pieces. I think the shaping is really great. They kind of nailed that like armored panel, kind of super angular, kind of tank looking build, which I love. There's tons of great angles, tons of great lines coming through this, and all these different panels really, really look terrific. The wheels all spin. We get like the big chunky wheels at the back, little smaller ones up at the front, and that's like a interesting kind of design feature there for the wheels, which is terrific. So I'll kind of just go through this, how you build it. You start from the bottom, so we can see it from the bottom when you use this kind of traditional chassis here, extended out to the back where we eventually have the back axles there. But you can see we do use some like hinges here and some tiles and some like angled plates here to get this angle to make it like wider up here and slim back here, and also uses those like hollow stud 1x2s that are kind of rounded to connect things at angles that maybe a straight Lego like plate wouldn't really connect, which I always love seeing. It was really, really cool. I think the overall shape of this that was achieved because of, you know, this kind of technique is really, really good and kind of spot on. So I love to see that. Building out the front, you have like two Technic beams essentially that come up to hold the wheels and hold the stud shooters up front. So they do have two stud shooters on the front. They're integrated pretty nicely. I like all the gold accents there. So the gold, like it's two studs pressed together is what can be fired off. You do get some extra one of those. There's also some gold kind of accenting things coming up there. And if you look under these kind of panels, you can see a little more gold, which is really nice to see. And so these are just like Technic bricks that have the wheels on them, and then you kind of make these little sub-assemblies and have the Technic like pin plate on the back there to get that in, which is again really, really nice. It actually does a lot of like heavy lifting to get the overall shape once it's done, because at first when these were just exposed, I was a little bit suspect about how this was going to be achieved. And this is a really elegant, like simple way of achieving the desired effect. Using these like flag pieces here clipped onto these bar pieces is really nice to get that effect. We do have some stickers on this set. You can see the sticker sheet here. So we have one right here on the front, this panel that's kind of in between the wheels there. A sticker right here on this side, again with like a little more of that like gold looking stuff on this side as well. And then we have a sticker on the side here, sticker on the side there, whoops. And then the other stickers are all internal. So that's really cool, and we'll look at that in a second. I do love how like these, oh my goodness, I am just losing pieces here now. I do love how the side kind of panels like sort of here were done. It's kind of like a sub-assembly thing with just some nice tiled out details and some ingots and stuff. Nice use of this piece to sort of flare out around the back. There's a lot of instances of essentially just like hinged, like clipped on pieces to make sort of some of these panels here. So this is like a clip piece with an ingot there. Same on this side. This is like the modified plate with the bar on either side clipped on with an ingot there. So it really accentuates sort of the panel nature of this, which I really like. There's 3 windscreens in here, which is awesome. And again, it really shows how cool the shape is. So we have the one up front. We have one on either side then. So there's like the side mirrors, and the top can open up. And when we look in there, there's room for minifigures, 2 more stickers here for some dash stuff. I don't know if I can get a good view of those. So there's 2 stickers on those slopes there. We get a steering yoke and some different details inside, as well as the seats. So that's really nice. You can clip something on here if you liked. Which is great, and you can see kind of how this overall shape with these windscreens is achieved. So if I flip like kind of all these little things up, you could see like the angle that this is at is so cool, and a kind of a unique angle for a Lego build, but also doesn't feel flimsy, doesn't feel like bad at all. It feels actually really, really great, and I thought that was a really smart use of pieces there. So I love that. And then when you add all these kind of plates down and close this up, it really finishes off that effect. Coming around to the back, like this whole chunk and this whole chunk are attached in a really cool way. You kind of build these as a sub-assembly, and they're just clipped on to some bar pieces here, which again really help finish this off. There's tons of like layers and stuff that really give it a nice clean finished look, even down to like the details that are sometimes harder to see because of this. So these are both nice sub assemblies, again have that kind of gold accents there and some translucent, so those clip on which is great. Uses these like kind of fin wing pieces there to nice effect. And then looking at the back, we just have kind of like greebling looking stuff up here. And then we have like a thruster at the back, which feels maybe a little bit small for this, but it works fine for having these, you know, double very wide wheels here. Again, we get some gold accents in there like that, and then the other side is essentially the same. So I think this is really phenomenally designed and was super fun to build because it kept me guessing, used some interesting pieces. There's not that many pieces in this set, and I was pretty impressed with what was able to be achieved. There are some bigger plates. They use the bigger chassis, but there's just a lot of great stuff in here. I think it was really smartly designed. So I'm very, very pleased with that. The functions are all cool. It's nice that there's so much room in there to fit the figures, and everything about like even these little ingots kind of peeking out underneath here are really nice. All these different angles and all these different lines that are achieved from all these different panels are just really, really feel accurate to the movie and really evoke the Tumbler for me, which is really nice. So I think this is a great representation of the Tumbler, so that's terrific. Again, we have the stud shooters up front, so that's good, and you do get some extra of those gold studs there to attach to fire off. I really like those when they are in there. It's another like kind of gold accent that I think is pretty cool, and this is just a terrific version of the Tumbler. And it makes me excited to like maybe get one of the UCS versions to see how similar they are at the different scales and sort of what other things are achieved. But I was really, really impressed by this. I did not anticipate liking this nearly as much as I did. I'm so impressed by all the different techniques, all the different piece usages, and the final look of this is just awesome and maybe like amazing in my opinion. I think they did a really, really good job on this. So I'm very happy to have this in my collection of Batmobiles here. I'm just going to grab one of the recent ones I built. So here we have the TV version from like the 60s or 70s, the Adam West TV version. And you can see like scale wise, obviously this one's a lot thinner. The Tumbler is very much more of a tank, but like lengthwise, very similar. And that's true for, again, the most recent like 1989 one that came out from Tim Burton's Batman, and also the Penguin Batman chase from the most recent one with Robert Pattinson and Paul Dano and Colin Farrell and all that. I think all of these have like a similar scale. Like it's the play scale, it's like the minifigure scale, but I didn't know how well this one would fit the Tumbler, and it fits just right alongside of them. So I think that's super well done. Very happy to see that, and it rolls great. It's quiet and it feels very solid, and I just love this set. I'm pretty blown away by it, and so that's really fun. This set is only 422 pieces, and this feels like so many more pieces than that. Not only because there's like a lot of little pieces, and there's just it's so angular and so unique, and there's like so many small pieces to get something that's pretty sizable here. So I'm pretty impressed that this is only 422 pieces. When I started building it, I was really kind of suspect because it takes a while for it to finally take shape. Kind of the core base with the chassis and those Technic bricks coming off of it feels a little bit lackluster, but then once you start adding on all this extra stuff, it really starts coming to life, and they did a lot with the piece budget here. So that's really great. I think the minifigures are good to great even. I love the inclusion of the Scarecrow, like scary Batman head. I think that's really admirable that they put that in there, and I think the Scarecrow minifigure is really good as well, so that's wonderful to see. I paid $45 for this set. It's 422 pieces, so the price per piece doesn't seem that bad. It's a retired set. It does have 6 wheels, including 4 of the bigger ones here, which add some stuff to it. Not a ton of like specialized pieces necessarily, but the overall like thing at the end looks highly specialized, which is great. 3 of the windscreens, which are relatively big pieces. There's functions in here, there's features in here, and it really looks the part. So I think I got a great deal on this set. I don't know what this set retailed for. I'm imagining it retailed for $40, $35, $30, something in that range, probably around $40. So paying $45 for this retired set, sealed with great minifigures and a super impressive like play scale, minifigure scale model of an iconic vehicle and just another version of the Batmobile, I think that's a totally reasonable price. I'd have to double check. If you know what this retailed for when it was available from Lego, please leave it in the comments below, and also leave it in the comments about what your favorite Batmobile is at this scale, because there's a couple other ones from like the Lego Batman movie that I want to track down, and a few other just Batman vehicles kind of in the same scale, because I've been really enjoying these, and this one really impressed me. I think it's interesting that this one is actually, I bought this sealed, a retired set on the secondary market for less than I paid for the most recent one. I think the most recent one's at like the 470 pieces or something, and it was like $47 to $48. So I feel totally cool paying that for this, and maybe I was a little too hard on the price of that Batmobile when I reviewed it initially, just because maybe this one's really comparable, but this one feels more substantial, and because it's retired, I have to take that into account. So this just feels like a better value to me than even the most recent 1989 Batmobile that came out with the Joker. I also think these minifigures are a little better than those ones. So, I think I got a great deal on this, and I think the value's here, and I'm just really in awe of how this turned out. So I'm very, very pleased with this, and I can't wait to look at some other Batmobiles and maybe other versions of the Tumbler to sort of see what other things they've tried. But I think they nailed it here, so kudos to Lego for that. We can see the extra pieces here. Like I said, you do get some extra of the like studs for the stud shooters there, and that's true for the ones for the Scarecrow stud shooter as well. And then we get the extra pieces, including like an extra bucket handle there that's used for the steering yoke, some extra gold kind of accents here, translucent slope, the trigger for the stud shooter, an extra batarang, and then just your 1x1s, your tiles, your plates, your bar pieces, and your studs, all that good stuff, little Technic stuff in there as well. So those are your extra pieces. I love this set. I can't recommend it highly enough. I think if you can get it for a good price, I think it's totally worth $45. I probably would have paid more for it, and I just ordered another kind of DC Batman adjacent vehicle recently that I did pay more for, that has less pieces. So this feels like a great value to me. This feels really, really awesome. So I am very, very happy that I was able to get a sealed copy of this, and I can't wait to display all my different Batmobiles together, and hopefully I can eventually get one of the like bigger UCS collector style tumblers and the collector style of the 1989 Batmobile, because I do like looking at stuff at different scales, but this scale has been really bringing me a lot of joy, and I think this is a wonderful set. Really, really impressive. So I like it a lot. If you like this video, please consider clicking the thumbs up and giving it a like. And if you like my other videos, please consider subscribing to my channel so you can stay up to date on all the Lego videos I'll be doing here in the future, including more Lego Batman, more Batmobiles, more DC stuff, more superhero stuff, and then just tons of other Lego sets from all different themes, all different shapes, sizes, price points, and piece counts, tons of different stuff. So subscribe. so you don't miss any of my upcoming LEGO videos. And if you want to support this channel and support my videos here, the best way to do that is over at the Sobrix Patreon. You can find that linked in the description, linked in on my channel page, or it's patreon.com/Sobrix. And over there you can join for as little as $2 a month. You get access to all my videos early, get access to some exclusive videos, and other stuff in the works over there. So maybe consider checking that out as that continues to grow. I'm going to keep doing new things over at the Patreon to make it worthwhile, and every little bit helps, so it is appreciated. And with all of that said, until next time, thanks. Bye.